This is Shambles Guru up in North Thailand again, and it's the end of February 2010, and we're right next to the Burmese border, and I'm with local celebrity Bryan Massingham, ex-Hong Kong teacher, where we met 1,000 years ago. Bryan, welcome.
Thank you. Yes, welcome yourself.
And this is your place, the Maekok River Village Resort. Maybe you'd share some of the history of it.
Well, as Chris alluded to, I was teaching in Hong Kong 20 years actually, and I've known this young man filming me now for 28 years, recognising a definite need for educational outdoor centres somewhere in Asia, because there's nowhere like it. Decided to set one up ourselves, so we Maekok River Village Resort and Outdoor Education Centre as it is started life some 10 years ago. We came to take over the running and organisation of it 8 years ago, or 2002 anyway, the end of 2002. It grew, it became more and more successful, and as a result we've we moved site and we built a fresh and moved into our current accommodation 1.5 years ago.
Bryan's being a little bit modest actually, and if I can, we have time, I shall splice in a few of the shots of the centre. But there are two parts here, am I right? There are two parts. There's one which is aimed at school visits, and the other one that's aimed at casual tourists, or...
No, it's quite formal actually, formalised, but we've got two businesses. We've got the Outdoor Education Centre, and the great thing about having a blank piece of paper, because we bought the land 3 years ago and there was just a few lychee trees, a couple of cows and some rice on it, so it meant that we could design exactly what we wanted to do. So we've produced a centre which is self-standing, it's separate from the rest of the resort. It's has all the accommodation facilities required for student groups to do outdoor education, fieldwork or community projects or whatever they choose to do. And there's a separate section as the resort, because there is a lack of decent accommodation in this far north. Most people want to stay in Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai. So really, I suppose, just be truthful, we're the only decent resort between those two cities, and it's proven to be pretty successful.
Actually, Bryan, I'm just wondering what happens to the cows that you mentioned. You displaced some cows. What happened to them?
We've displaced the cows, but they're living next door on a piece of land, fertilising the soil that we're...
Okay. So biodiversity at its best.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us a little bit more about what would students do here? Why would a school send a party of students?
A student group. Well, probably let's sum it up. The most international week we had was last March, where we had the International School, Christian Academy of Japan, Tokyo came here to do a week, carrying out primarily community projects in local village schools. We had in that same week the Dulwich College of Beijing, who are here doing geography, and we also had the Anglo-American School of Moscow, who had an outdoor education, outdoor adventure week, canoeing, climbing, trekking, etc. So those are the three prongs, but it's nice having schools from around the world all meet up in sunny Thaton in the far north of Thailand.
You mentioned all that without mentioning International Baccalaureate, and I understand that you can offer support for schools who are offering IB.
Yeah, I mean the IB, obviously we can offer academic field studies, as we have several groups here at the moment doing biology, geography, field work, but also we're offering the CAS element, but particularly the service area of that. We have links with some 25 village schools in the area, all relatively poor, because primarily they're providing education for ethnic minorities and they're not particularly well financed, they're in desperate need. So, if you like, we're the catalyst. We have schools who require to do CAS, we have schools locally who are desperate for some sort of assistance, so we can bring the two together. And that's proving particularly popular, and I think to date we have, or international schools have brought with them some 8 million baht and carried out 80 projects in some 25 schools, ranging from simply repainting through to building dormitories, libraries, toilets, refurbishing canteens, a whole range of facilities.
I'm here videoing this, very, very humble at all the work you're doing actually. It's quite amazing. You said international schools, it's not just international schools, is it? Or is it?
It's primarily international schools, but we are getting more government schools from Singapore, some state schools from the UK, obviously the wealthier area of that. But we're primarily catering for international schools within Southeast Asia, but obviously our doors are open to schools from, as we do have schools from Australia, UK, Europe, States, Canada.
So if those viewing this video, if you in your kingdom, within the Kingdom of Thailand, wanted to know more information as either an individual tourist or traveller, or from a school perspective, where would they get that information? Where should they go?
Probably our best, so straight onto the website. Our educational website is www.mrvproject.com. The resort side is slightly longer, I'm afraid. www.maekok, MAEKOK-river-village-resort.com.
Mr. Massingham, I'm going to have to show you how to shorten URLs after this interview. We're going to have a bit.
MRVR has already been taken. So,
okay. Well, brilliant. Thanks very much. And if anybody has the opportunity to come here, he's built up a brilliant facility here, which makes me extremely envious.
Well, I thank the ESF for the wonderful salary you paid me for 20 years, which allowed us to cash it all in, and my pension is just behind Chris as we speak.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Bryan, very much. Okay.